Trained by Chris Lees at Newcastle, but Nawaf, the second pick, is Graham Rogerson's. Let's head to Randwick as they move in for race 1 with Ian Craig.
They're moving up. And in they come for this first event of the day, and repeating as we have all our athletes with us now. Sir Drake has been well tried, and on Tab Limited has closed right in $3.80. Conrod Straight $3.50. Nawaf number 3 is $3.60. So there's only 30 cents between the three. It's a little different in the ring, with Conrod Straight just favourite now, 30 cents short of the Nawaf. And Sir Drake is a little better than the tote quote. But and of course tonight we've got the Big Truer Memorial at Bankstown. Bad luck Baltic Eagles out. It'll still be a great race. And of course the Cranbourne Cup tonight. Sokiola. So plenty of trotting action this evening. Anyway, let's have a look here. Conrod Straight's gone in. And we're ready now for the first of 9 races. They're off, and Connecticut stood there, missed it by more than a length. Nawaf and Conrod Straight came out quickly, and going up on the inside On My Honour, followed closely then by Senorita Samba. Northern Drake's son is back to last now. Sir Drake, and second last is Connecticut. They travel along past the 650, and Conrod Straight is the leader. Worked across onto the rails to show the way, about a half length on Senorita Samba. 2.5 to On My Honour, parked on the inside of Nawaf, and then Connecticut, and beaten right off another 5 lengths away is Sir Drake. Around the corner they travel, and the Newcastle youngster Conrod Straight comes up the rise, a length and a half on Nawaf. In third position, hanging out badly, Senorita Samba, followed then by Connecticut, who's made up many lengths, but Conrod Straight, a well-educated 2-year-old, nicely clear. 2 lengths Nawaf, and then comes Connecticut, followed by On My Honour, but it's Conrod Straight in front. He's getting a little tired. Nawaf won't reach him, and Conrod Straight wins it well. Conrod Straight beat Nawaf and Connecticut, followed by On My Honour, then Senorita Samba, and the money went down the drain on Sir Drake Absolute.
Heavily backed, and it's been beaten a big margin, that Cessna course, Sir Drake. But Conrod Straight, they couldn't catch him. Chris Muntz on board for Chris Lees. A colt by Dan Zero has got the money. Nawaf was trying hard but couldn't pick up Conrod Straight. Connecticut back in third spot. There won't be a third dividend. On My Honour might have been next across the line for 4th placing, but 2-3-1 there on the first race at Randwick, and 4 Shiver of Gold was a late swing by for correct weight. Conrod Straight was the winner over Nawaf and Connecticut. The trifecta was 24.10 on the first event. Now Melbourne, we've got the first race at Sandown in 10 minutes time. They're on the hillside course today. Nuts About Jugar is a rating special from Deborah's Joy to Merger and Prairie Rose, 2, 4, 1 and 8. And here is the market for race 1. Nuts About Jugar at $2.90 is second pick. The favourite is Deborah's Joy. Dan Nikolic, boy, he had a big night last night at Moonee Valley. He's got a few handy rides today too, including Deborah's Joy, the favourite for the first. Now Alf Matthews is sending through the...
Goes into the gates, and the 5 fillies are set. Repeating race 2, horse 3, Diamonds and Chalk, a late scratching. All in. Set and racing. And Deborah's Joy, the favourite, bounced out and led to Nuts About Jugar immediately up into second placing, and a length into Prairie Rose into third over on the outside of Demerger, and Portaduro last on the inside. The 5 fillies run down the back, and out in front the favourite Deborah's Joy. Moving around the outside as Prairie Rose to go to second. Nuts About Jugar is now a length and a half away third. Portaduro on the inside, and Demerger is last of all. So they run down the side, and about 4 lengths would cover the field. Deborah's Joy in front, 3/4 Prairie Rose at the 800, 2 lengths Nuts About Jugar. On the rails in fourth is Portaduro, and Demerger's last. Deborah's Joy the leader, Prairie Rose in second, and now easing out wider there as they come to the 600 and around the home turners, Nuts About Jugar. Portaduro's got right up behind the leader, only 2 lengths off the pace as they swing into Merger. As they run down the dip in the early part of the straight, and Deborah's Joy in front. Prairie Rose a length away, shaken up. Then Nuts About Jugar, Portaduro being ridden along on the inside, and Demerger at the 300. Deborah's Joy gets away on the field and leads by about 3 lengths. Nuts About Jugar raced up into second placing, just wants to lay in a little bit though, and they're followed by Prairie Rose, but Deborah's Joy's doing it well, out by 2 lengths, has them covered. And it's Deborah's Joy winning it by 2 lengths. Maybe Demerger will grab second, finishing well ahead of Nuts About Jugar. Photo finish there, and Portaduro and Prairie Rose the last 2 in. Completely dominated by a front running ride from Danny Nikolic, who had his best day at the races in winning 4 at Moonee Valley yesterday. As far as the most number of winners is concerned, sure he's had better paydays, but he had 4 at the Valley last night. And straight into the bridle again. And once more, he's got a very good book of rides this afternoon. Running it right out, number 4, Deborah's Joy, taking out the first, scoring comfortably. Photo finish for the minor end of the prize. And Demerger's finished quite well to make it very close with Nuts About Jugar. Prairie Rose will end up 4th in the field, and 5th will go to Portadoro. Here's the numbers coming through now. 4, 1 and 2. 4, 1 and 2 official. 4th in number 8 and 5th in number 7. So, yep, the pace of the race suited. She's been able to dictate the terms completely. Demerger running on strongly at the end of it in a slowly run race outside of the winner being the run of the race. Nuts About Jugar having every chance this afternoon. And, well, of the other 2, Prairie Rose just stepping out of a maiden, or Class 1, I should say, last time out. Found it a little tough at the finish, and Portadoro not run to suit, but still disappointing. Got up within 2 lengths of them on the inside and didn't finish off. Now, Toe TV's Deborah's Joy 230 and 150. Demerger 220, no divvy for Nuts About Jugar. 230, 150 the winner. 220 second, no divvy third. Quinella 520. Exacta $9.90, and the trifecta paid $15.80 on 4, 1 and 2.
Joining us now with his late mail selections.
Race 2 here, Randwick, numbers 2, 1, 3 and 4. Geez, this is a nice filly. Number 2, Cebuana Spell. Only won a week maiden at Hawkesbury, at Wyong, where the form hasn't really...
And they're all in the 1200 gates. Stand by for a start. Race number 2 here at Randwick. They're off this time. Polish Empress jumped out reasonably well and is going to go to the early lead. A length and a half on Belle Feline, and Xanax over on the inside. A length further back is Cebuana Spill, racing a little wide out, followed by Giverny and Falantes Rose close up the rails. Not far between the half dozen as they gallop towards the 800. And Polish Empress is the leader from Belle Feline. Third is Xanax, followed closely by Cebuana Spill. Giverny second last, and 2.5 to Falantes Rose. This is the pattern along to the 600 marker, and Polish Empress shows the way. The break she has on Belle Feline, a length and a half, 2.5 to Xanax, and about 3 Cebuana Spill. Similar margin Giverny in company with Falantes Rose as they round the corner. And Polish Empress in front. Belle Feline is starting to bridge the gap, and as they set sail up the rise now, Polish Empress taken on in earnest by Belle Feline, who draws level and quickly put the head in front. 2 lengths to Xanax, followed by Cebuana Spill. Polish Empress won't give in without a fight, and the rider on Belle Feline is getting stuck into a Corey Brown. Belle Feline on the outside, a neck in front of Polish Empress, and then Xanax, but Belle Feline is putting light to a poor last start performance by winning today. Belle Feline beat Polish Empress, Xanax, and on the inside Giverny from Falantes Rose and Cebuana Spill. Belle Feline too good there. She had a real duel with Polish Empress. She didn't want to give in without a fight, Polish Empress, who was the roughie in the small field of 6. But Belle Feline was just a little too good. Belle Feline, she was a bit disappointing at Canterbury, but you can always forgive an honest horse one poor run on the tail of the Cat filly. Prior to that had run second on debut, and then second on resumption at a night program at Canterbury, and then put in the ordinary one the start before today. But today was well in the market, and Corey looked pretty confident at the turn. But
all right, Ian, we'll leave it there. She certainly bounced back. Belle Feline, number 4 for Toby Edmonds at Warwick Farm. 4, 5 and 1. New Zealand, race 11. Bushido's the favourite at 120, and the other chance is Living Spirit, number 1. Sandown in 12 minutes. Now, before
to lead at Terang and win well. Here's the favourite coming in now, Bushido for Stephen King. Promising young 3-year-old by Desert Sun, locked into the stalls. First on the card, 4, 1 and 2, continuing Dan Nikolich's outstanding week, or 8 days if we count last Saturday. He's had 8 winners in that period, including the 4 last night, of course. Young Jimmy goes up into the stalls. So C to T to move up, and Living Spirit, and we'll have them right to go. Living Spirit's now had the 4 runs back in, suited by this sort of trip, and did come in pretty big. He's a or she is, I should say, and I apologise. She is quite a good doer apparently, and she's needed a bit of racing to come good this time round. She's bumped into a fairly handy one in Bushido here. Now Cedar T comes up into the line. It's ready. Living Spirit will come up and complete it then. Here's Living Spirit coming along for Joel Hellum. Takes the outside gate. Odds on favourite Bushido $1.40, just a little bit better on track. Set to go. Away they go. Seaman on the inside, a little slow out. Western Connection pinged away and leads in the early stages. Young Jimmy goes to second. Bushido the inside. Living Spirit on the improve, so the favourite now settling down fourth. They followed Cedar T, and then came Eagle Rise and Seaman last to the 1100 metres, and Western Connection the leader. 3/4 clear. Living Spirit in second placing. About 3 lengths away then came Young Jimmy. Similar margin away to the favourite Bushido. 6 lengths off the leader at the 1000 metres. Cedar T on the inside, and they're followed by Eagle Rise and Seaman last of all. Coming off the back, and Western Connection by 3/4. Living Spirit second. 2 lengths away in third is Young Jimmy. Cedar T the inside. 1 further back is Bushido, now third from last. And back behind him, Eagle Rise on the outside of Seaman. Western Connection left alone now before the turn at the 600 by a little over 2 lengths. In second is Living Spirit, who popped onto the rails into second placing, turning now. And then came pulled to the outside is Bushido, so he's in clear galloping room coming down the dip on the outside of Young Jimmy. Behind them is Cedar T, and then Eagle Rise and Seaman as they came along to the 400 metre mark, and the favourite just strolled to the lead. King hasn't asked him to do anything, and he's moving clear of the pack. Young Jimmy can't go on. Living Spirit is battling away on the inside, but this has got a minute on them. 150 to go, and it's well clear Bushido. A little bit of rippling applause. The crowd know what's going on. He's walking in, and Bushido won it by about 4 lengths, and he had a lot left. Living Spirit second, third placing to Young Jimmy, and back behind those to finish was Cedar T, and then Eagle Rise, and Western Connection dropped out and finished back at the tail with Seaman. Well, that was like a track gallop. He has won that with a lot up his sleeve. 2 Bushido, 140 and $1. Time is 124.5, and I don't think Stephen King let the reins go and didn't even give him a click up at any stage at all. He just did that under all of his own steam and ability without being asked for a supreme run. If he was impressive in his 2 provincial outings, then he's been way more impressive this afternoon. Young Jimmy's run third. It's 2-1-4. Fourth in Cedar T, and fifth was Eagle Rise. 2, 1 and 4 are the numbers. Well, I know you see a few occasional very, very impressive wins, and horses who've got ability and head and shoulders above their opposition every now and again, but that was just awesome. He probably hasn't beaten a great deal, but he's done it with such authority, and he was absolutely never asked for any sort of a run at all. He wouldn't blow a candle out when he returns after that victory. Very, very good victory. He'll be winning a lot of races. $1.40 and $1.04 Bushido, $1.40 for Living Spirit, $1.80 Young Jimmy, $2.20 Quinella, $2.90 Exacta, $7.90 the trifecta. The running double paid $3 on numbers 4 and 2. Okay, next on the card, Ras Hunters out number 1. Tongue tie off 3, blinkers off 7, blinkers first time on 9.
Now some good races on here today. Is there a chance that we will lose these, or could these be put forward to maybe the Wednesday meeting coming up?
Larry, that's a club matter.
And is in, and we're set, ready to see them go. This is the third of the day at Royal Randwick. They're off this time. Lasting Faith away pretty well. So was La Foley, and going up quickly is Dual Attraction, looking for the lead, and Cyanban will keep in honest. And as they settle down, Cyanban on the inside and Dual Attraction, a length and a half on Lasting Faith, followed by Pick a Card, the fence Lapwing, La Foley wider out from Nothing Lost, Royal Prize and Lake Carter. Not far between first and last at the 650, and Cyanban narrowly from Dual Attraction. A length and a half to Lasting Faith, followed on the outside of it by Pick a Card. And then Lapwing on the inside. Lafoli tracking very deep. A length, the Royal Prize, Nothing Lost, and Lake Carter. They commence the run around the corner, and Cayenne from Jewel Attraction. Pick a Card wider out, followed by Lasting Faith, and Honour inside Lapwing, and then Royal Prize, and on the outside is Lafoli. As they come down to the 250, Lasting Faith would need to pick up some speed, where Jewel Attraction again got to Cayenne, 2 lengths away, Pick a Card, and then Lasting Faith. It's Jewel Attraction, a neck in front from Cayenne, and then Lasting Faith starting to run home. It's all too late, and Jewel Attraction first up for just over 12 months, a big win. Jewel Attraction from either Cayenne or Lasting Faith from Pick a Card, Lafoli. Royal Prize, Lapwing, Nothing Lost, and last the rank outsider in the field, Lake Carter. By gee, she's done a good job to win it. Jewel Attraction has been able to score here, number 3, ridden by Corey Brown for Ray Wheatley at Callaroo on the beautiful south coast, the far south coast of New South Wales.
Still very firm, unders the tote. Doppio has in fact been the drifter on course, still good value the tote at the moment. And then we go down to Neo, again a drifter, unders. Cosmic Beam, money comes for it now, and again you're getting a few dollars in your favour on the tote at the moment. Getting Lucky, relatively solid, just unders. And then we go down to Dan Princess, has been a bit of a drifter. It's no value at all, and you can pretty much get what you want with the outsiders 8 and 9. 2 ahead of 3, 6 and 5.
Okay, Alf, now we're picking up racing at the Gold Coast. They've had 2 races already, and here's the remaining events that you'll see live on Sky.
The running of the race, Getting Lucky, the scratching. And the starter now goes to the platform and is set to send them on their way. Racing, Cosmic Beam in the middle of the line began fast, and so did Doppio, and Neo out wide got away very quickly as they settle into stride, and Dance Princess is poking up on the inside, but coming to the 800 metre mark now, and wide out on the course, Cosmic Beam crosses over to the rails to be in front now from Dance Princess on its outside. El Mays is wider out in company with Doppio, and just behind them King Prawn on the inside, followed by 20 to Life, and Neo after jumping well has drifted back near the end, swinging around the turn of Bunched Field now, and Cosmic Beam against the fence with El Mays 3 away, Dance Princess in the middle, Doppio is 4 wide, about a length off them, and then Neo followed by King Prawn and 20 to Life. They're coming along to the 250. Cosmic Beam against the fence, Dance Princess, El Mays under a lot of pressure. Doppio and Neo are putting in runs on the outside. There's about 5 across the track here. Neo's moving up to Cosmic Beam and Dance Princess with Doppio the outside. Neo just has the head in front and wins today. Neo first by a neck to either Dance Princess or Doppio. Cosmic Beam weakening the last bit into 4th, and they were followed closely then by El Mays, who struggled the last bit, and then King Prawn and 20 to Life. And repeating, Getting Lucky came out at 2:11. Number 4, Neo, Danny Nikolic, gets the money, $3.50 and $1.20 in 58.5 seconds. 4 Neo, Dan Nikolic and Mick Price scraping home, but Danny rode confidently hands and heels for much of the way. Now a photo for the minors. Looks like Dan's Princess, yes, 7 gets second, Dan's Princess, Darren Gauci, and 3 third Doppio, ridden by Greg Child. So 4, 7 and 3 are confirmed. And 4th place went to number 5, Cosmic Beam. 4, 7, 3 and 5. And 5th in was number 2, El Mays. And 58.5 the time. Well, a richly deserved win. She's been so consistent, or he has, I should say. First victory today, been placed in 5 of his 8 before this afternoon, and had run good races behind some smart horses. Cahuita beat him a few starts ago, Largo Delight in June, and he's certainly been overdue to finally break through, and he's done so in a blanket finish to the race this afternoon.
Well, Mick Price will certainly be pleased. He spoke to Alf Matthews before the race. He was hoping for an improved effort, and he's finally landed a winner. Neo, number 4. Running double there, 2 and 4, pays $6 at Sandown on the 3rd. We do have to leave it there because we've picked up live racing from the Gold Coast this afternoon with Doomben races called off. Race 4 at Randwick runners are at the start. They'll move in shortly. Monty Warrior is the popular pick ahead of Dane Fever. The live coverage of this next race at Randwick is proudly brought to you by the Graham Rogerson Racing Stable, and Graham's represented by a runner, Paperboy, a 3-year-old by Secret Savings, having his first start today. He won a trial at Randwick 2 weeks ago. It is the outsider, though, Paperboy, at $24. Graham Rogerson Racing bring you race 4 from Randwick. The previous was taken out by Dual Attraction. Corey Brown had to survive a protest, beat 1 Lasting Faith, and 4 Key and Ben was back in 3rd spot. So it was 3, 1, 4 and 6 on the 3rd. We're just standing by for correct weight to come in from Victoria Park. Numbers there, 152, no weight yet. Let's head to Randwick. Here's Ian.
Yes, Matt, they're at the gates. This is the 4th of the afternoon, the Smith and Nephew Dionics Plate on an upgraded dead track now after the 3rd. Stewart's upgraded from slow to dead. And that 3rd race, 3 Dual Attraction beat Lasting Faith, 1 and 4 Cyanban. Protest 2nd against 1st. Very quickly dismissed. 2nd to Bell Feline, and Conrod Straight won the 1st. And the popular pick here is number 2 Monty Warrior. In the tote rundown, 240, and number 3 Dane Fever at 310. And a similar scenario applies on track. Monty Warrior is about a point shorter than Dane Fever, and the only other horses under double figures in the ring, Capri and Plywood. Monty Warrior won at Warwick Farm on November 12 and hasn't raced since, but was given a nice hit out in the barrier trial and ran 2nd, beaten a nose by the Hawkesbury Cup winner, subsequently Stowaway. Now this race only has 7 runners. And they're set ready to run. They're off this time, and Dane Fever smartest out. Monty Warrior jumped well, so did Red Hot Pepper, Don Success, Paperboy, Plywood and Capri, all not far away. So it's action-packed in the early stages with Dane Fever in front, Don Success through to his girth now. 3rd is Red Hot Pepper, obliged to race out wide. Paperboy on the outside of Capri, a length and a half. Monty Warrior back to 2nd last, and another length and 3/4 to Plywood. Don Success wants to run in front, and he leads Dane Fever now 3/4 onto the side. 3rd is Red Hot Pepper on a limb, a length and a half to Capri inside Paperboy. Monty Warrior's racing wide, and last is Plywood, only 6 lengths off the lead, occupied by Don Success. And as they near the 600 pole, no change in the order. Don Success, a half. Dane Fever, 3/4 wider out is Red Hot Pepper, being tracked by Monty Warrior. And the inside of Monty Warrior in the centre, we've got Paperboy, and Capri's right against the rails. And Plywood is last. Into the straight now. Don Success given rein, pinched a length and a half on Dane Fever, followed by Monty Warrior, called upon now. Red Hot Pepper starting to struggle, followed by Paperboy, Capri and Plywood. Dane Fever got past Don Success. Monty Warrior is after Dane Fever, but Dane Fever's pulling out plenty, and Plywood the outer. Dane Fever a half, Monty Warrior, Plywood the outside. Monty Warrior, Plywood having a late lunge at Dane Fever. Oh, photo, Dane Fever or Monty Warrior with Plywood wider out from Capri and Company with Paperboy. Good go for 4th from Don Success, the inner, and Red Hot Pepper trailed the field home. Photo called for. Dane Fever, Monty Warrior with Plywood only inches away on the outside. Just got to allow that little more for the outside horses here, with the rail 11 metres away today from the inside. And to the naked eye, it is very, very close. The 3 of them have hit it absolutely locked together, and Plywood, as I say, because he's the one on the extreme outside, he's a lot closer than probably many imagine. Monty Warrior the middle, and Dane Fever on the rails. So, oh gee, I really couldn't tell off the replay that I'm watching now. So hang on to your tickets. Number 3 wins it. Number 3 is the winner. Dane Fever, ridden by Corey Brown. 9 has run 2nd. That is Plywood, ridden by James Innes. And number 2, Monty Warrior, ridden by Chris Muntz in 3rd position. And I'm just having a look at the finish links, which is being displayed now. Terrific finish. 3 of them in a field of 7 going across with only inches between them. 3 the winner, Dane Fever. He pulled out plenty when asked, and he might really be coming of age now. He's by Dane Hill from Campbell Fever, raced by the Dane Fever Harvey Norman Racing Syndicate, trained by John Hawkes and Corey Brown aboard. Plywood number 9 is by Woodman from Chrissy, trained by Jack Denham. and written by James Ennis. And number 2, Monty Warriors by N Sweep from Glendra, Noel Mayfield Smith Chris Muntz, and number 6 ran 4th Capri. The margins, a nose by a nose. 1:23.78 on this upgraded dead track, 35.91 the sectional time. A nose, and here's Dane Fever returning 2 starts this campaign for 2 wins, and he paid officially $3.40 and $2. Number 9, $3.30, there was no third. Quinella, $14.70. Exacta, $25.40. Trifecta, $54.10. The first 4 paid $192.20.
All right, Ian, thank you. Great finish at Randwick. 3 heads going to the line together. But Dane Fever, we saw the photo finish. There was definitely a margin there. So, boy, Corey Brown's having a good...
Kenny Nicolette, well done.
Thanks, Alf.
How does it feel with confidence?
I think when you're riding some of the better chances in the race, things happen and you make things happen. When you're riding with confidence, you just back yourself and you back your judgment.
Yeah, that's a good call, back in judgment. Very good. Karamazoo looks to be a nice chance. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a nice race for him. I think he's a bit of an underrated horse, this horse. He's raced in better fields and better class than this. Probably get back a little bit, providing that they roll along at a nice even speed. He'll get to the line really well.
Zero dramas, you're right, in race 5. I think it's drawn nicely. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, he's drawn perfectly to sort of sit in the first 3 and have a nice trail or even outside the leader. And I think that he's in the race well. He hasn't won this time in, but he's racing very consistently.
And also, Intelligent King, we had a quick chat with Mick Price about this horse. He said he's a nice, improving horse. This is his best test.
Yeah, he's a nice young stayer in the making. Looks like the trip suits him. He still does a bit wrong. I've had a look at his runs on the tapes, and he can do a bit wrong, but he'll run well.
And also Pickpocketer, I know you haven't ridden it. It is a winner here.
Yeah, and it's consistent too. It always seems to put in a good run. I haven't been on its back, so I'll be guided by what the trainer wants me to do.
And also Maid of Pines is another nice pickup for you that's in good form. Stepped up against better class last time, but still coped.
Yeah, it's got a very good strike rate, especially its last half a dozen runs. Very consistent and in well, I think, in that race, and they had a long way to bring him.
Is there anything you can do tactically on Maid of Pines to perhaps, get the prize?
I'm just going to be guided to what Roger wants me to do because I haven't ridden it, but I'll play that by ear once I know what he wants me to do, and I'll just work the race out of it.
Field is ready. Set to go. They're away at the 1,400 metres. Out of options, and Filatimo are the first 2 out, and Blessem got out of the stalls quickly. It's going to settle up in about 3rd placing as they go through the first couple of 100 metres now. Bird Dancer handier than usual. He's up and about 4th with Karamazoo, improving wide and around him, and they get away about 3 lengths then to Destruction Point, Our Starway, and Flying Sparks on the rail. Filatimo is the leader. Off the back about 3/4 clear. Karamazoo to 2nd, on the rails in 3rd out of options. Blessem as 4th, Bird Dancer 5th now on the inside of Destruction Point, and then 2 lengths Our Starway and Flying Sparks last 8 or 9 from the leader. At the 800, Filatimo doing his own work, out by about a length here. Karamazoo 2nd, out of options, tucked away 3rd behind the leader. Blessem on his outside, and Destruction Point going up 3 deep. Bird Dancer a length and a half away, followed by Our Starway and Flying Sparks. On the corner, Filatimo narrowly from Karamazoo, and these 2 run down the dip, and they get away about 2 or 3 lengths now from Destruction Point. Back behind them, Bird Dancer on the inside. He's being pressed for a run now as they come along to the 300. Karamazoo moved up and took the lead to Filatimo. Bird Dancer now in the clear. He's starting to ease over the leader's heels. Filatimo's coming back. Filatimo again went to the lead over Karamazoo. Bird Dancer looms large now at the 50. He swamps the leader. Bird Dancer wanted to lay in a bit, but pulled clear and beat Filatimo by half a length. Karamazoo 3rd, and they were trailed then by Flying Sparks, making nice late ground. Out of options, and Bless Them, and then a break to Our Starway, and Destruction Point last in.